Happy Memorial Day weekend, everybody. This is Kurt Berglund with Replay Baseball. We are working our way through the Diamond Decade sets that I have, and we're nearing the end of the opening days for the teams in the 40s and 50s set, the 60s set, the 70s set, and the 80s set, while we eagerly await the Franchise All-Star set that is about to be released by Replay Baseball. Hoping to do a doubleheader for you today, but we'll see if my voice holds out and my lungs hold out, so we'll see if that works. The first game is the 1963 Los Angeles Dodgers at Busch Stadium to take on the 1967 St. Louis Cardinals. This is certainly a marquee matchup among the National League teams in the 1960s Diamond Decade set. The 63 Dodgers were 99-63 and swept the New York Yankees in the World Series to become world champions for the first time since 1959, when they beat the White Sox. The Dodgers, of course, went on in 65 to win the World Series one more time over the Twins, but lost in their last World Series of the decade in 66 to the Baltimore Orioles. The Cardinals in 67 were in their second World Series of the decade. They beat the Yankees in 7 games in 1964 and eventually defeated the Red Sox in 7 games, the impossible dream Red Sox. And then in 68, in their last World Series of the decade of the 60s, lost in 7 games to the Detroit Tigers. The pitching matchup today, so this is the 63 Dodgers at the 67 Cardinals. Pitching matchup today is Sandy Koufax, 25-5 on the 1963 season. In 311 innings, he had an ERA of 1.88. Yeah. And he will be opposed by Bob Gibson, who in 1967 suffered a broken leg, but in between there, had 24 starts, was 13-7, was back for the World Series against the Red Sox, and he had a 2.98 ERA with a whip of 1.09. So everything points to a pitcher's matchup, a pitcher's duel in this one, but that means it's going to be 10-9. The Diamond Decade sets that I've talked about have produced amazing games so far. I've been very impressed with Replay Baseball. Their website is replaybb.com, and I do not work for them. I'm just a consumer like you. All right, so let's go to the batting orders and get this game rolling on our tabletop. Thanks again for joining me. For the visiting Los Angeles Dodgers, leading off at shortstop, it's Maury Wills. Batting second at second base, it's Jim Gilliam. Batting third at first base, Ron Fairley. Batting fourth in left field, Tommy Davis. Batting fifth in right field, Frank Howard. Batting sixth behind the plate, Johnny Roseborough. Batting seventh at third base, Ken Mcmullen. Batting eighth in center field, Willie Davis. And batting ninth, there he is, Sandy Koufax. For the home standing, St. Louis Cardinals of 1967 vintage, Lou Brock leads off in left field. Curt Flood bats second in center field. Roger Maris bats third in right field. Orlando Cepeda bats fourth at first base. Tim McCarver bats fifth behind the plate. Mike Shannon bats sixth at third base. Julian Javier bats seventh at second base. And Dal Maxville bats eighth, and he is the shortstop. There's Bob Gibson. And we are ready to rock and roll. So there's our pitcher for the top of the first, Bob Gibson. And here's Maury Wills digging in. Or I should say stepping into the batter's box, because, of course, digging in against Bob Gibson, bad idea. All right, the pitch to Wills from Gibson, and we are underway. That, I suppose I should set up my charts just so I know what I'm doing. That's a 45 on Wills' card, and that's a 1 on Gibson's card. And that makes it a strikeout. And Gibson has his first of the day. First, maybe of many, in this one. We, excuse me, 1 out in the first. Junior Gilliam stepping up. Pitch to him is a 5-6, which is a 3 on his card, and a 4 makes a 2 on Gibson's card. And that's a 5, which is a ground ball to Mike Shannon, who fires over to Orlando Cepeda, and that is 2 down in the first. And now it's Ron Fairley. Pitch to Fairley is 5-1, which is a 4, and a 6 in Gibson's card, which makes 8. And that is a walk. Fairley trots down to first base, and Tommy Davis comes to the plate. Amazing hitter. Batting champ in the 60s. The pitch. 2 4s and 11 on Davis's card. 2 more makes 13. And that is a base hit to left field. Fairley will stop at second. And there's 2 on with 2 outs for Frank Howard. Hondo stepping in against Gibson. Gibby having a little first inning trouble here. To the stretch, the pitch is a 5-3, which is a 7 on Howard's card, and a 4 makes 2 on Gibson's card, so that's 9 in the 5 column, and that is another walk. So the bases are dripping with Dodgers here in the top of the first, as Roseboro comes to the plate, the left-handed hitting Dodger catcher. Only 236 in 1963 for Roseboro. The pitch is a 2-4. That's a 16 on Roseboro's card. 5 makes 17 is a 1. That makes 17 in the 2 column. That's hit to center field. And that's Curt Flood, and he's going to put it away for out number 3. So the Dodgers threaten but do not score in the first. We go to the bottom of the first. Scoreless in St. Louis. Koufax coming to the mound. Pretty amazing card that he's got for this season. Brock, Flood, and Maris coming up in the Cardinal first. Pitch to Lou. So 1-5, that's a 5. And Koufax adds a 1, that's a 6. And that's Broccoli. He's throwing gas. 1 gone in the bottom of the first. Flood coming up. Kurt, 335 in 67. The pitch is a 5-6. That's a 3 on Flood's card. We had 1 more from Koufax's card for the 4, and that's a 4 in total. Grounded to Maury Wills. He's got it and throws to Fairley. There's 2 outs. And now it's Roger Maris. 261 in 67. The pitch from Koufax is a 4-1. That's a 3, and a 2 is to second base. That's Junior Gilliam. He's going to flip it to Ron Fairley, and that will retire the Cardinals 1-2-3 in the first inning. We've played 1 complete, and we have no score at Busch Stadium in St. Louis. Gibby on the mound again. Mcmullen, Willie Davis, and Koufax coming up in the Dodgers second, bottom third of the order. 4-3 is an 11 for Mcmullen. That is grounded to second base, where Julian Javier will do an error check. We've got an error check. His error rating is a 36, and that's a 42, and that's a 6. And that means Javier launched that baby into foul territory. A two-base throwing error on Javier as Mcmullen takes second. And the Dodgers have another golden scoring opportunity here against Gibson. Sandy Koufax is on deck. Willie Davis at the plate. Nobody out. Gibby the belt. The pitch is a 5-1. That's a 1 on Davis's card. A 6 gives us 4 from Gibson, and that is a 5. And that is ball 4. There's a runner on and first base open. Actually, it says runners on. That's plural, so I'm going to say that's not a ball. That's not a walk. Runners. Clearly, that says runners. So, we're going ground ball to Shannon. He gloves it and throws to Cepeda, and there's one gone. All right, now it's Koufax. Koufax hitting card is a 2. So here we go for Sandy. Gibson the stretch, the pitch. Koufax not bunting. It's a 2-4, which is a 3. And one more from Gibson's card is broccoli. That's gas. And 2 strikeouts for Gibson on the day. 2 outs in the second inning. Maury Wills at the plate. Gibby the stretch, the pitch. 6-4 is a 31. Plus one more from Gibson is a 32 in the 6th column. And that's popped up. Mike Shannon just barely in fair territory is going to take it, and that's out number 3. So the Dodgers threaten but do not score in the second. Played 1.5, no score in St. Louis. For the Cardinals in the bottom of the second, it's Cepeda, McCarver, and Shannon coming up against Koufax. It's a 6-4. Koufax is a lefty, of course, so we're on the left side of the split. The 1 gives us +1, so that's a 61, and that is lined into left field corner. Tommy Davis has to go get it. And it rattles around down there. Orlando Cepeda's got himself a 2-base hit. That'll bring up McCarver with nobody out. Well, Red Shandings has some options here, and I think he's going to take advantage of one of them. Infield's going to play halfway. So the pitch from Koufax, McCarver squares. He is a 2 bunter. That's a 7. He gets it down. That's bunted to Koufax. He looks at second, but Cepeda's already moving to third. So Koufax flips to Jim Gilliam covering second, and Cepeda gets to third. With 1 away. Now it's Mike Shannon. On deck is Julian Javier, and the Cardinals are 90 feet from getting on the board first. Koufax will wind and pitch to Shannon. That's a 4-3. That's a 2, and that's going to shortstop. And he's playing back, and that's going to score the run as Maury Wills throws out Shannon. And Cepeda scores. It's 1-0 Cardinals. Javier coming up. 2 outs, nobody on. 1-0 St. Louis. The pitch. 6-1 is a 16 on Javier's card. Plus 2 from Koufax. Makes 18 in the 6th column, and that's to left. Tommy Davis goes back a few steps, but he's got room, and he puts it away. For out number 3, the Cardinals break out on top. It's 1-0 St. Louis in the bottom of the second after 2. And Gilliam, Fairley, and Tommy Davis, 2, 3, 4 hitters for the Dodgers in the third. Jim Gilliam, the pitch from Gibson is a 1-4. That's a 35. Plus 1 from Gibson's card makes 36. Ground ball, Shannon. He throws to Cepeda, and there's one out. Gibson has danced in and out of trouble so far. Pitch to Fairley, 6-1. 16 on Fairley's card. Plus 1 makes 17. From Gibson's card, and that's in the 6th column. So that's hit to left field. Back goes Brock a few steps, but he's got room, and he will take it for out number 2. Now it's Tommy Davis. He singled in the first. The pitch. 5-5 is a 15 on Davis's card. Plus 1 from Gibson's card makes 16 in the 5 column, and that's a base hit. Infield chopper off Gibson's glove rolls toward Maxville, but Davis will beat that out, and we now need to check the action chart. So we roll for that. It's an 8. Wild pitch, and it is a wild pitch. So Tommy Davis, as Gibby bounces one, McCarver can't handle it. Tommy Davis advances to second base, and with 2 outs, he's in scoring position for Frank Howard. Gibson, the stretch, looks at Davis at second. The pitch to Hondo is a 6-1. That's a 16, plus 3 from Gibson is a 19. That's high and deep to right. Maris back, and makes the catch. That'll retire the Dodgers in the third. We've played 2.5. It's 1-0. Cardinals. Koufax back out. He'll face the 8-9-1 hitters. That's Maxville, Gibson, and then Brock, as the Cardinals work to pad their lead. The pitch to Maxville is a 2-3. That's a 2, plus 1 from Koufax, and that is a strikeout. Little Broccoli throwing gas at Del Maxville. And there's 2 strikeouts now for Koufax on the day. 1 out, bottom of the third. Now it's Gibson. Gibson's hitting card is a 1. Oops, wrong one. There we go. And the pitch from Koufax is a 6-6. That's a 58. Plus 1 makes 59. And that's trouble. A base hit for Gibson. 1 out, 1 on. And now it's Brock. He struck out in the first. Koufax the stretch, the pitch home. 6-5 is a 31. 1 more makes 32. Popped it up. Ken Mcmullen in fair territory will take it. And there's 2 down. Now it's Flood. Koufax, the stretch, the pitch, 4-1 is a 1. This is grounded to Gilliam, who's going to flip to Wills to retire the side, and we've played 3 complete. It's 1-0 Cardinals in St. Louis, opening day in St. Louis. Between these 2 great teams of the 60s, Gibson will face Roseboro, Mcmullen, and Davis. Top of the 4th, this is replay baseball. The pitch. 2-3 is a 16 on Roseboro's card. We add 1 from Gibson's. That makes 17 in the 2 column. Hey, struck him out. It's more broccoli with a little cauliflower thrown in. Why? Because it's gas. 1 gone in the 4th. Gibby blowing him away. 3 strikeouts so far. The pitch to Mcmullen. 3-4 is a 57, plus 4 more from Gibson's card. Makes a 61 in the 3 column. We got a rare play chance? Maybe. It's a dribbler toward the mound. Mcmullen sprinting toward first. Gibson collects it. And Mcmullen beats it out. 1 out, 1 on for the Dodgers in the 4th. Willie Davis coming up. On deck is Koufax. The pitch from Gibson. 2-1 is a 50 on Davis's card. Plus 2 makes 52 in the 2 column. Comebacker to Gibson. Knocks it down, picks it up, throws to Cepeda. Mcmullen advances to second, but Davis is retired at first, and there's 2 outs now for Koufax. Sandy produces a 2-out hit. The game will be tied. Gibson the stretch. Sandy struck out in the second. The pitch. 3-5 is a 29. Plus 2 makes 31 in the 3 column. Line drive left field. Is it going to hold up for Brock? It is. And that will retire the side. We've played 3.5. It's 1-0 St. Louis. We have the pitcher's duel that we expected. In the Cardinal 4th, it's Maris, Cepeda, and McCarver. Roger, 0 for 1 in the day. The pitch from Koufax is a 2-6. That's going to be a range check. Get to the kitchen. Oh my God, I smell gas. Get to the kitchen. It's a range check. Center field, Willie Davis. Willie Davis coming on. He is a 5. Toward the gap. So here's our column. 61 is a 4. Willie Davis's 5 is higher than a 4, and he makes the catch. Roger put a charge into that one, but Davis ran it down. 1 gone, bottom of the 4th. Now it's Orlando Cepeda. Pitch to Orlando from Koufax is a 6-1. That's a 58. 2 more from Koufax's card makes a 60. In column 6, that's a base hit to left field. Cha-Cha is on with 1 out. Here comes McCarver. He bunted successfully in the second, and that led to the Cardinals' run. Koufax the stretch, checks Cepeda the pitch. To McCarver, that's a 6-4. It's a 21 on McCarver's card, plus 2 from Koufax. Makes 23 in column 6. It's a long single to the outfield. That's to center field. And he's not going to try for a double. So that's going to be a 1st and 3rd situation for the Cardinals. 1 out. The Dodger infield is going to play in now. Mike Shannon is 0 for 1, but he drove in the Cardinal run in the second with a ground out. Cepeda at 3rd, McCarver at 1st, Koufax the stretch. There's 1 out. Double play depth for the infield. No, they're going to play in. They're playing in. The pitch to Shannon is a 3-4. That's a 57 plus 1 from Koufax's card makes a 58 in the 3 column. And that could be a rare play. Let's see what happens. It's going to be a rare play check. No, it's a 1. We got foul territory. Foul pop, 11 to 55. 56 to 66 is a foul out. I'm sorry. 11 to 55 is a foul out. 56 to 66 is out of play. It's out of play. Back to Shannon. Infield in. Koufax the stretch. The pitch. 2-6. We got a range check. Get to the kitchen. I smell gas. And not because I served broccoli for dinner. All right. It's a 1 from Koufax's card. Makes a 56. It's hit to left field. We're in the 2 column. 65 is a 5. Here comes Tommy Davis, and he's not going to make that catch. It's dropping for a hit. It's dropping for a hit. Cepeda scores. It's 2-0 Cardinals. Now we got to see if McCarver's got the wheels to get to third base. He might. He hit a lot of triples. He's a 4. Is that bigger than Davis's arm? I'm thinking it is. Ooh, not in left field. It's not. Okay, so McCarver holds at second. First and second with 1 out for Javier. 2-0 Cardinals. Koufax in trouble. The pitch. Javier is 0 for 1. The pitch. Double play depth for the infield. 3-5 is a 12. Plus 1 from Koufax's card makes 13. It's a line shot right at Wills. 2 down. Now it's Maxville. They could walk him and get to Gibson, but they're not going to do it. Dell wasn't much with the stick. The pitch from Koufax. Uh-oh, as soon as I said that, it's a 6-6, which is an 8, because Koufax is a lefty. 3 makes it 2, so that's a total of 10, and that's a base hit. That's going to score McCarver from second base. It's also going to send Shannon to third. Cardinals will be back at the corners now, and it's 3-0 Cardinals in the bottom of the 4th. Gibson coming to the plate. It's 2 outs, and Cardinals at the corners. 2 runs in, 3 in the game. 3-0 Cardinals. The pitch from Koufax is a 1-2, plus 1 more. And it's Broccoli. He gave him gas, and that strikes out Gibson. But the Cardinals add 2 insurance runs, and it's 3-0 Cardinals after 4. On the mound for the Cardinals, it's Bob Gibson, but it's a beatable Bob Gibson if the Dodgers decide to get serious about scoring some runs. Top of the order for LA in the 5th, Wills, Gilliam, and Fairley. Coming up, Maury is 0 for 2. The pitch from Gibson is a 2-1. That's a 39. Plus 1 makes 40. In column 2, that's grounded to Maxville. He throws to Cepeda, and there's 1 man out. Now, it's Gilliam. Jr. is 0 for 2. The pitch. 4-4 is an 18, and it's hit to second base. That's Javier. He's a 2. That makes 20. He collects it and throws to Cepeda, and there's 2 outs in the 5th. With nobody aboard, it's Fairley coming up. Ron is 0 for 1 with a walk. The pitch from Gibby. 6-1 is a 16, plus 3 from Gibson's card makes 19 in the 6th column. That's hit to right field and deep. Maris back to the track, but he's got room, and he puts it away for out number 3. A 1-2-3 inning. That's Bob Gibson's first 1-2-3 inning. We go to the bottom of the 5th. We're halfway through, and it's 3-0 St. Louis. Koufax back out, and he'll get the top of the order for St. Louis. In the bottom of the 5th, Brock, Flood, Maris. Lou is 0 for 2. The pitch, 6-1 is a 31, plus 2 makes 33, and that's popped up. Jim Gilliam under it, and he takes it for out number 1. Now it's Flood. Kurt is 0 for 2 in this ball game. The pitch from Koufax. 5-6 is a 3, 4 is a 1, and that is grounded to Wills. Maury gloves it and throws to first, and there's 2 down, and now it's Maris 0 for 2. Koufax winds and delivers to Roger. It's a 1-1, and that's a 1, and that's a 1, and that's strike 3. Broccoli. He threw him gas, and that's 4 strikeouts in the game for Koufax. We've played 5 complete. It's 3-0 St. Louis. Gibson beating Koufax so far. Tommy Davis, Frank Howard, John Roseborough in the Los Angeles 6th coming on. Tommy's 2 for 2. The pitch. 6-3 is a 16 plus 1 from Gibby. Makes 17. That's hit to left toward the line. There goes Lou Brock, and he's got room to make the catch, and he does. There's 1 out in the 6th. Gibson, we're starting to look at stamina now. 29 batters before fatigue becomes an issue. Throwing a shutout, however, and so we ignore that until somebody scores for LA. The pitch. 5-2 is a 5 and a 3. That makes 8 in the 5 column, and that is a walk. Howard walks. That's his second walk of the game. With 1 out, it's Roseborough. Johnny, 0 for 2 with the strikeout. Pitch to him from Gibson. 6-1 is a 16 plus 1 makes 17. That's to left, hooking toward the line. Brock gets there, and there's 2 gone now in the Dodgers 6th. Dodgers had a golden opportunity in the first inning. They loaded the bases with 2 outs but did not score. They've had single runners on in the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, but did not score. And they've got another one on here and haven't scored yet. Gibson, the stretch. The pitch to Mcmullen. 5-6 is a 3. That's a 4. That's a 7. And that is ball 4. So Gibby now has walked 4 men. And none of them have scored so far. Coming up, the 8-hitter, Willie Davis, Sandy Koufax in the on-deck circle, but Walter Alston's going to have an interesting decision to make. If Davis reaches, might pinch hit for Koufax, try and get some runs. Willie Davis is 0 for 2. Gibson, the stretch, and the pitch. It's a 1-4, that's the 35. We add 1 from Gibson's card, that makes 36. It's grounded to Mike Shannon, and he's going to step on the bag all by his lonesome to retire the Dodgers. We have played 5.5, and it's 3-0 Cardinals on opening day against the Dodgers. Koufax versus Gibson. Cepeda, McCarver, and Shannon for the Cardinals. Cepeda 2 for 2. He scored 2 runs. Pitch from Koufax is a 4-5. That's a 1. And that's grounded to... 4-5 is a 1. And that's grounded to Ron Fairley. He's going to flip it to Koufax covering. And that will retire Cepeda for the first out in the Cardinals 6th. Koufax's stamina, in case you're wondering, is a 29. And he has faced 22 batters so far. McCarver up. 1 for 1 with a bunt. The pitch. 2-2 for Tim. That's an 11. Plus 1 from Koufax's card makes 12. And that's popped up. Ron Fairley under it. And he's going to take it in fair territory for out number 2. And Mike Shannon will come to the plate. With 2 outs and nobody on for St. Louis. The pitch. 1-6 is a 45. We add 1. That makes 46 in the 1 column. Hey, struck him out with broccoli. He threw him gas. That's 3 outs in the Cardinals 6th. 5 strikeouts on the game. Koufax has retired 7 in a row. We go to the 7th. 3-0 St. Louis. Gibson will face Koufax, then Wills, then Gilliam in the Dodgers 7th. And I guess it's pinch hit time for Koufax. 3 runs is a lot to make up against Bob Gibson. So that's going to do it for Sandy. We'll give you his numbers in just a moment. But Wally Moon is in the on-deck circle, putting some pine tar on a baseball bat. Koufax went 6 innings. Allowed 6 hits, 3 runs. They were all earned. He did not walk anybody. He struck out 5. No home runs, no hit batters, no wild pitches. He's on the hook for the loss. Unless the Dodgers can rally. Wally Moon, a reserve outfielder, is on to do the pinch hitting. Moon hit .262 in 1963. He's a left-handed batter, and he's facing Gibson to lead off the top of the 7th. Wills on deck. The pitch to Wally is a 4-1. That's an 11. And that's going to make an error check for Cepeda. Orlando is a 46. And he gloves it. And he's going to take it himself to the bag. He does. And there's 1 gone in the Dodger 7th inning. Maury Wills coming up, 0 for 3 for Maury on the day. The pitch from Gibson, 6-3 is a 31, plus 2 from Gibson's card makes 33 in the 6th column. Hey, he pops it up. Julian Javier is calling, and he will take it for out number 2. And with 2 outs and nobody on in the 7th, it's Gilliam. Pitch to Jim, 1-3 is a 4. A 3 makes 5, and that is more gas. It's a cauliflower broccoli blend. Gas, baby. For Gibson, that's strikeout number 4. We go to the 7th inning stretch. It's 3-0 Cardinals on opening day between these two titans of the 60s. The new pitcher for the Dodgers to go after the bottom 3rd of the Cardinal order will be 1959 World Series hero Larry Sherry. 33 games in relief, 3 starts, 80 innings pitched. A 3.73 earned run average in 1963. All right, so let's see how he does against the bottom 3rd of the Cardinals order. Gibby still throwing a shutout. Javier in there, Maxville on deck to pitch. 4-5 is a 17 on Javier's card. That is hit to Jim Gilliam at second base. He is a 2. That's a 19. He makes that play, and he throws to Fairley for out number 1 in the bottom of the 7th. Now it's Maxville 1 for 2. Dell has an RBI in the game. Hit .227 in 67. The pitch from Sherry is a 5-6. That's a 3. On Maxville's card, we add 1. That makes 4. On column 5, it's grounded to Wills. Maury's got it. And fires to Fairley for out number 2. And here comes Gibson. Gets a nice hand from the partisan crowd in St. Louis. 1 for 2 on the day for Gibby. Nobody aboard. The pitch from Sherry. 6-5 is a 36. We add 2. That makes 38. Hey, struck him out. It's broccoli and beans. He's throwing gas. All right, 1 strikeout for Sherry. 3 up, 3 down for the Cardinals. We go to the 8th. It's 3-0 St. Louis. Dodgers got to get going here. It's getting late. 6 outs to go for Gibby for an opening day shutout. In the bullpen for the Cardinals, it's Joe Horner and Ron Willis. A lefty-righty double-barreled action. All right, Fairley 0 for 2 with a walk. Gibby winds and delivers. Uh-oh. 6-6, so we're going to do a long ball check. It's a 2 on Gibson's card. Okay, so we're going to roll our 2 dice. We're going to add Gibson's 2 to it. 24. Fairley's a left-handed batter. It's a 7. That makes 9. Fairley singles. And he's aboard with nobody out in the 8th. Tommy Davis up. Bullpen not quite ready. They're going to stick with Gibson for one more batter at least. 2 for 3 for Davis. Gibson the stretch. Infield at double play depth. The pitch to Tommy Davis is a 6-2. Uh-oh. We got a 1. Ooh. This is going to be trouble. This is going to be trouble. We're going to add 5 from Gibson's card, and that is upper deck time for Tommy Davis. Way out of here, and suddenly it's a 3-2 ball game. Gibby didn't tell Red Shane Deans that he was getting tired, and Tommy Davis just took him to the upper deck at Busch, and that's a poke. Oh, wait a minute. Looks like in the 60s there was no upper deck at Busch. Well, you know. Okay, so we're going to get a new pitcher to face Frank Howard. Gibby's day is done. We'll give you his numbers. He went 7+ innings. He allowed 5 hits, 2 runs, both earned. He walked 4. He struck out 4. Gave up 1 long ball. Didn't hit anybody. And threw 1 wild pitch. He is on for the victory if the bullpen can hold his lead. Ron Willis is on. Willis will bat in the 9 spot in the Cardinal order. He is a right-hander. He pitched in 65 games in 1967, 81 innings, a 2.67 earned run average, a 6-5 record, 10 saves. Joe Horner, a lefty, continues to throw in the Cardinal bullpen, and he is going to be joined by a new right-hander, and that's Larry Jaster. I'm sorry, he's a lefty. Oh, my bad. The right-hander is Jack LeMabe. All right, so Red still has double-barreled action. It's 3-2 Cardinals. We're in the top of the 8th. There are no outs. And the Dodgers trying to scrape their way back into this one. Howard at the plate. Willis winds and delivers. 2-6 is a range shot. Got to the kitchen. This could get in the gap. Brock on the run. The roll is a 35. That's a 3. Is Brock's range greater than a 35? It is. He runs it down. There's 1 gone in the 8th. Now it's Roseboro. He is 0 for 3 with a strikeout. And probably very glad to see Gibson out of there. Willis winds and delivers. 5-3 is a 6. I can read 6 plus a 4 from Willis's card makes 10 in the 5 column, and he walked him. That's not what Red Shane Deans was hoping for. Ken Mcmullen coming up now. Double play target if he hits it on the ground, but Willie. Mcmullen 1 for 2 with a walk in this game. And there are no left-handed pinch hitters left on the Dodger bench, which And when I say Dodger bench, I use that term in its broadest possible sense. Because yikes. Okay, 1 out, 1 on, top of the 8th. Tying run at first, it's John Roseborough. Ken Mcmullen at the plate. He's facing right-hander Ron Willis. Willis the stretch and the pitch to Ken Mcmullen is a 4-4. That's a 1. Infield at double play depth. Maxville gloves it. He goes to Javier for 1. The relay to Cepeda is in time for a soul-crushing, rally-killing, 8th inning-ending double play. But the Dodgers scored 2 on 2 hits. They leave 1. And after 7.5, it's 3-2 St. Louis. We got another good game in the Replay Baseball Diamond Decades set. For the Cardinals in the 8th, Sherry is back out, but Ron Perinoski is throwing in the bullpen. And so is Ed Roebuck. Brock, Flood, Maris in the bottom of the 8th as the Cardinals would love an insurance run against Larry Sherry. The pitch to Lou Brock is a 1-1. That's a 20. We add 4 from Sherry's card. That's a 24. That is a line drive single to right. Frank Howard's error number is a 22. And that most certainly is an error, so it's a single and an E9 on Howard as Brock gets to second. Flood coming up. We're going to do in at the corners. Yeah, they're going to play in at the corners, and Perinoski is throwing with a lot more enthusiasm right now. Sherry to the stretch. The pitch to Flood. He squares to bunt. It's a 4. He's a 2. It's gloved by Sherry. He goes to Mcmullen. Mcmullen makes the tag on the sliding Brock, and he's called out. It's a 1-5 fielder's choice if you're scoring, and if you are, may God help you. Flood is safe at first on the fielder's choice. Brock is out on the base paths. Maris is coming to the plate, and here comes Walt Alston. He wants Perinoski, the lefty in the bullpen, to take over for Sherry. And we're going to see a double switch. So let's catch up here. Larry Sherry pitched an inning and a third, allowed 1 hit, and struck out 1. That's all so far. Roebuck continues to throw in the Dodger pen. Ken Mcmullen is coming out of the game. Oh my goodness. So oh, man. Marv Breeding, and you got to smile when you say that, is going to bat in the 9 spot. And I think what's going to happen, yeah, they're just going to have Breeding go play third and hope that nobody hits the ball to him. Mcmullen's out, so Peronowski will bat in the 7th spot in the order. Breeding is due up second in the 9th inning. All right, so Peronowski is in to face Maris. Cepeda's on deck, then McCarver. Got some light on the subject here. Here we go. All right, so 1 out, flooded first. Maris at the plate against the left-hander Peronowski. The stretch, the pitch to Rogers, a 5-6. That's a 4. +1 on Rogers, on Peronowski's card, makes 5. First base is not open. That's grounded to third. Breeding gloves it. Sure enough, the ball finds him. He fires to Gilliam at second base for the force, and that's all they'll get as Maris beats the Rap at first base. So with 2 outs, it's Cepeda. Peronowski, the lefty, will face Cepeda. McCarver is on deck. They could go to Roebuck, but they're sticking with Peronowski. The pitch to Orlando. 6-5 is a 36. Oh, no. We got a ground ball. So suddenly it's a 4-5. That's a 1. And it's grounded to Wills. He's going to flip to Gilliam, and that will end the Cardinal 8th. They do not score. One hit, no runs. They leave 1. We go to the 9th, and it's 3-2 St. Louis. Ron Willis's day is done. He went 1 inning, allowed 1 walk, and that was it. The Cardinals are bringing on their short man, Joe Horner. He pitched in 57 games. In 1967, 66 innings, a 2.59 ERA with a 4-4 record and 15 saves. Now Willie Davis is in there against him. There are a lot of right-handed bats on the Dodger bench. They're going to go with Davis. All right, here we go. Willie Davis. Horner winds and delivers. It's a 1-2. That's a 35 on Davis's card. +2 makes 37 in column 1. Ground ball, Javier. He's got it and throws to Cepeda for out number 1. 1 gone in the Dodger 9th. Marv Breeding comes to the plate. Horner, first at bat for Breeding. The Horner winds and delivers. It's a 5-5, 15 +4 makes 19 in column 5. Chopped on the infield off Horner's glove, rolls towards Shannon, but Mike does not have a play as Breeding beats it out for an infield single. Dodgers have the tying run on base. And we got to check now column M in the action chart. Maury Wills comes up. Horner's pitch to Wills. We got to check the action chart. It's a 7. Wild pitch check. It's not higher than the wild pitch rating, so Breeding stays at first. They could send him, I guess. 2 stolen bases. No, they're not going to do that. Wills is up against Joe Horner. Maury is 0 for 4. The pitch from Joe Horner, 6'5" is a 31. +1 is a 32 in the 6th column. Popped up, third base, Mike Shannon. Completes Maury Wills' 0 for 5 day. And that'll bring up Junior Gilliam, and it's the last chance saloon for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Junior's 0 for 4. I think they stopped calling him Junior in 1963, but I never did. All right, so Marv Breeding is still on first base. Gilliam's 0 for 4. Fairley is on deck. Horner, the stretch, the pitch. It's a 2-3. That's a 16 on Gilliam's card. +2 makes 18 from Horner's card in column 2. And that's hit to center field. Here comes Curt Flood. And he makes the catch, and that will end the ball game. The Cardinals win 3-2. Gibson over Koufax. We'll give you the totals before we end game 1 here. Joe Horner went 1 inning in relief. He allowed 1 hit. He will get the save. Bob Gibson gets the win. Sandy Koufax gets the opening day defeat. Peranowski went 2/3 of an inning. All right, so your totals for the victorious St. Louis Cardinals: 3 runs on 7 hits, and they committed 1 error. The vanquished 1963 Los Angeles Dodgers: 2 runs on 6 hits, and they committed 1 error. Gibson the winner, Koufax the loser, Joe Horner the save. Cardinals win 3-2 on opening day. Thank you so much for being with me. My name is Kurt Berglund. Don't forget to click like and subscribe. Leave me a comment on how you like the Replay Baseball on my channel. Thank you again. We'll see you soon. Stay tuned for another Replay Baseball Diamond Decades game. So long, everybody.